Hello and welcome back to Simply Divine Creations. If you're new here, my name is Ebony and I post weekly videos on bullet journaling, productivity and anything creative in between. In today's video I am going to be setting up my October 2020 bullet journal spreads. For this month I decided to go with a magic/Halloween theme. If you know me, you know that Halloween is my all-time favourite holiday, and this time of year is my absolute favourite, so I was really excited to do this in my bullet journal. I also wanted to keep it kind of minimal, and instead of going for any real bright colours, I opted to keep it black and grey with a pop of gold. For my cover page, I drew out a cauldron and wrote October, but I thought it was looking a little bit bland, so I added some sparkles around the word October and then added in some colour. I kept my quote page fairly simple for this month. I drew a crystal ball going with the magic theme, and the quote I chose is "Make your magic." I really like this quote. I feel like it's simple but beautiful. Again, I kept the colouring fairly minimal, adding some of the grey and gold to the sparkles. For my monthly setup, I opted to go with the floating boxes again for this month. Initially, I was going to colour in the background again, but decided against it. Instead, I thought I would just add some drop shadows to add some dimension to the spread. I also swapped out my weekly weight tracker for my monthly for a goals section. I've actually started using Noom, which requires me to weigh myself daily, which I am still getting into the habit of and not entirely sure that I like, but I'm doing it. So I don't really need the weekly weight tracker anymore, so I thought I would do a goals tracker instead and see how I like that. I added a little potion doodle in the bottom right corner where there was a blank space, just to tie in the theme for the month as well. Oh, and of course I also had to add the sparkles around the title and the potion bottle. As I mentioned at the start, I absolutely adore Halloween, so of course I had to include some Halloween themed spreads in my October setup. So the next couple of spreads are Halloween related. So firstly we have my Halloween movies to watch spread. The movies I've included on my list so far are Hocus Pocus, Nightmare Before Christmas, Goosebumps, Goosebumps Haunted Halloween, Corpse Bride, Coraline, The Conjuring 1 and 2, Annabelle 1, 2 and 3, The Nun, and Weeping Woman. I've also left some room for myself to add some extra movies as I think of them or as they come up. Also, I'm curious to know, do you consider Nightmare Before Christmas an Halloween movie or a Christmas movie? Personally, I think it's both, so I watch it at both times of the year, so I'll also watch it again in Christmas. But I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in the comments below. I also struggled a bit deciding whether I wanted to keep these spreads within my colour scheme of the black and grey and gold, or if I wanted to add colour into my doodles, and I ended up going with the colour option because I just felt like the pumpkin had to be orange. It had to be orange. So I did end up colouring them in, and I'm actually really glad I did. I like how they turned out. The next Halloween spread is a Halloween Decor Ideas, and I'm basically going to treat this one as a brain dump for any ideas that I come up with or I come across on Pinterest. I do have a Halloween inspired board on my Pinterest. I'll link it below if you're interested. Again, we're going to be going all out decorating our house. My husband's doing up a graveyard for our front yard. I am so excited. So definitely needed to include this spread this month. Of course, I had to include a Halloween bucket list ideas spread. You all know how much I love my bucket lists in my bullet journal. So for my Halloween bucket list ideas, I have carve a pumpkin, decorate the house, bake Halloween cookies, do some Halloween crafts, watch horror movies, host a Halloween party, dress up for Halloween, decorate a haunted gingerbread house, roast pumpkin seeds, and read a scary story. What's on your Halloween bucket list for this year? Let me know in the comments below. And the final Halloween related spread for this setup is a Halloween doodles spread. So I did include a few Halloween doodles earlier on, so I thought I would just show you how I did those. And I'll also post this on my Instagram, which if you're not following me, it's at @EbonySDC. You should definitely go follow me over there. I do post a lot of stuff that's related to my bullet journal on that, as well as more personal related stuff too. And I'll probably be posting a lot of my Halloween decor as well over there. So if you want updates on that, definitely go follow me. The 3 Halloween doodles I decided to include on this spread was a tombstone, a pumpkin, and a skull. And the final spread for this setup is my first weekly for October 2020. Now, usually I would lean more towards the decorative spreads, but towards the end of September I started a new type of spread that is less decorative, more functional, and it's actually working really well for me, so I thought I would continue that into October. So on the left side, the 2 columns I use for my daily appointments and tasks. So the left column I use for personal and the right column I use for work-related tasks. And then on the right side, there are 4 sections. So I have my to-do list, my meals, my trackers, and my chores. So I use the to-do list as a weekly running task list, basically. So I list out everything I want to or I hope to get done this week, and then as each day comes up I will allocate tasks that I believe I can get done on that day to that day. The meals section is fairly self-explanatory. I just plan out my meals for the week. And the last 2 sections are my trackers. So you might have noticed that I actually didn't include a habit tracker for the month, and that is because I am now including them on my weekly spreads. So I am finding that if I include them on my weeklies, I am keeping up with them a lot more, and this is because my weekly spreads are the spreads that I look at the most frequently, so I now include them there instead of an overall view for the month. the final flip through of my spreads for October 2020. Thank you for watching my October 2020 bullet journal plan with me. Don't forget, if you liked this video, to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thanks!